Initiating moisture.
Hello, let's address the elephant in the room right away. I'm not at my place, I'm at Tiana's place, which is why there's that poster that says Oana means family next to me. I'm not a huge Lilo and Stitch fan. But anyway, I just finished The Mandalorian and I wanted to talk about it. It's 8 episodes and 6 of them are very good. Episodes 4 and 5 are the only 2 blemishes on this record. It's a really good show and I really enjoyed the characters, but man, I cannot get that fucking sensation, that taste of just raw asshole out of my mouth from the 4th and 5th episode. But I guess that's kind of what to be expected when there's always different directors coming in for different episodes. But it's not that big of a deal. It's 8 episodes, and the only problem I have is that 2 of them are shitty fillers, which is episodes 4 and 5. And I can't really call them fillers because they do play a role at the end of the series. It's just, it was jarring to go from 3 episodes that are just absolutely great to then these 2 stinkers in the middle and then finish strong, which I guess is the best you can hope for. But with 8 episodes, you'd expect all 8 to be pretty full throttle, really giving their best face, and 2 of them don't do that. That's the only complaint I have. I want to get that out of the way right now. I wanted to get that complaint on the table and move on to everything I liked about it. Like most people, I liked Baby Yoda. I'm extremely surprised there's not Baby Yoda merchandise that was out for Christmas, like fucking plushies and toilet paper and condoms or anything, just to capitalize on that hysteria of Baby Yoda, because everyone fell in love with him, as did I and Jackson. It's just a really fun character that does some really cool Force things and like some goofy moments, and it's just super adorable and super cute. And I like that it's not a CGI Baby Yoda, it's a puppet, and I think that's really special. I always appreciate things like that, and I think that's why you can get so attached to him and just love him so much that you yourself could see yourself going to war to protect him. I also really like Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian, the headlining Mandalorian. I think he does a great job. I do think the show in the beginning doesn't do a good job of showing you how powerful he is or how strong he is, because he gets his ass beat like 15 times in the first 5 episodes. At no point does he ever really show like, I am an elite warrior. He's constantly needing help from Baby Yoda. He couldn't even fight these fucking blurg, which are just inflated boomers from Left 4 Dead that walk on all 4. He couldn't fight them, so he needed help from a Deus Ex Machina who comes out of nowhere to save him, and then they become friends, and that character ends up being really important and really cool. But what I'm saying is, he didn't strike me immediately as, wow, this dude's fucking hardcore. He struck me as, wow, this dude's getting really lucky. And that doesn't change until about the 6th episode. There are great moments that he has where he, pops off and shit. But in the 6th episode is when he really shines, and you get to see what kind of incredible hunter he is. And that's when it really is at its strongest. The 6th, 7th, and 8th episode, I think, are the best in the entire series. The first 3 were also really strong, but I think the last 3 really bring it home and do it great justice, and really makes me optimistic about the future of the show. And I really love just about everything they pulled off. Even in the filler, the 4 and 5, I like the planets. I liked the new environments that they were showing us. They just weren't recycling the same Star Wars shit you've seen 1,000 times. Oh, we're going to Tatooine. This is the birthplace of Luke. And here's where Anakin took a shit when he was 10 years old in The Phantom Menace. You guys remember that? I like how they kept exploring different areas and showing you different things, and I like showing the entire Mandalore culture. Even though them hiding in the sewers I thought was kind of underwhelming. They're supposed to be like this super hidden covert place, you're not even sure if they still exist, and yet you can see Pedro Pascal go into the sewer by just going down like 2 sets of stairs, and then he's in their like super secret hideout in the middle of the fucking city. I feel like someone could have wandered down there by accident and discovered all of the Mandalorians down there. So it wasn't really well hidden, but I liked seeing all of them. I liked the main forger. She was really cool, and especially at the end when she has her moment of just badassery. The whole show just does a great job, and it makes you bond with the characters, between the relationship between Baby Yoda and Pedro Pascal's bounty hunter, the Mandalorian. It's just a really well shot, well made narrative, and it's really fun to watch. There's a ton of action. There's also a ton of just pretty powerful moments, I'd say. It makes you care about even droids, these hunks of metal. They, hype them up as just completely evil, devoid of emotion, but by the end there's a droid that you start to care about and bond with, and you don't want to see leave the party or do anything. You want to see them all together always, which is cute. It's a show that kind of, like this thing says, it's a little bit about family. A little family forms, and it's just really enjoyable, which I didn't expect. With Star Wars being as messy of a franchise as it is, you don't really expect too much from it these days, or at least I don't. But it's really been kind of crushing it with Jedi Fallen Order and now Mandalorian. Makes me optimistic for more Star Wars shit. The cinematic universe, I think, is trashed because of Rise of the Skywalker, but fuck that. I'll save that for a different day. I've already done a moist meter on that. But going forward, I like where they're heading with the Mandalorian and other extended universe stuff, which is great. Plugging the Mandalorian into the moist meter, giving it a fat 80%. I think if they could have had a stronger middle section without 4 and 5 being as out of place and jarringly different in a bad way, it could have been a higher moist counter, a higher wetness. But when you have 8 episodes, 2 of them can't be as bad as the 4th and 5th one were. I'm glad that they at least brought those characters back in because they introduced some good characters, which is nice, but the episodes themselves just were not very good. But the show overall, I think, is absolutely great, and it does live up to the hype that Twitter goes crazy for, and that's about it. So yeah.